Good morning, everybody. It's indeed a privilege to be part of this global forum, whereby we could be meeting again old friends and meeting new acquaintances, and at the same time, learning again from what other networks are doing, and for us also to share what our network is undertaking for the last 3 years. I would be presenting the Regional Model Forest Network, Asia Secretariat, and I would be reckoning from the last global forum, so particularly, so it would be about a 3-year period. And with the network right now is represented by 5 countries, particularly from India, Indonesia. We have, of course, the Thailand, Philippines, and China, who was not able to make it this time because they were not able to get the visa for this participation. So our Asia is of diverse culture, and of course there is also some with different languages, and it's indeed a great privilege for us to work together as a network. For this, I would be discussing particularly on the top priorities of the network, the key accomplishment, partnerships in the region, and some of the resource mobilization effort that we're doing, and of course, the last one would be on the way forward, or what we'll be doing in the next 3 years. Okay. Of course, the Regional Model Forest Network is working towards the achievement of at least 3 major areas, which is to achieve forest resources are sustainably managed, providing better lives for local people and partnership. And this is very evident in various model forests that we are undertaking, since in Asia, at the heart of the forest are the people. And that's why we're saying that people first, and then sustainable forest management will follow. So having that in mind, the people are given the opportunity to establish, especially in the Ulot Watershed Model Forest, this is in the Philippines, where it is where we are working in a large watershed, and it is one of the 3rd largest watershed within the Samar Island National Park, where if you talk of conservation, you should also be thinking of the stomach of the people who are within that national park. And so therefore, the strategy that we have established so that the forest will be sustainably managed is that we identify some species that could be forestry species like the pili, where the product would be not the trees, but the nuts and the resin. So communities were trained and encouraged to establish pili plantation, at the same time some bamboo or non-timber forest products, and also some agricultural crops, whereby so that they could possibly have some immediate income for their families. And with that, we are expecting people to indeed do the conservation and the protection of the remaining forest resources there. We also had the model forest in the Philippines is also into the ecotourism development thing, and I guess in 2004 we will get some funding on the preparation of an ecotourism plan, whereby the communities were able now to use it, and it's nice to know that the people are right now using there is a counterparting that is going on in the areas. The Department of Tourism are the one who provided some of the training, capacity building, and all that. And the communities who are having their boat before, which were used to transport illegal logs, are not using these bancas to transport people to enjoy the river cruise, kayaking, and everything in that area. So with that, with those activities there, that would somehow contribute to the improvement of their livelihood or having better lives for local people. And all these things are also being done in other model forests. like in the Kodagu in India, where the indigenous people are involved in these areas. They are engaged into the coffee plantation, pepper, and also some of the rice, and thereby giving them a sufficient income and improving their lives there. As far as partnership is concerned, there are several modalities in the Asia as far as partnership is concerned. Different modalities, like several partners or stakeholders are engaged in this development, this network. In particular, in Indonesia, the partnership here is basically with a state-owned corporation and with the communities, and the local government units are in support of these initiatives in East Java in Indonesia. So communities are given the privilege to develop a particular area, a particular portion of the forest area, and they are given a certain percentage of the proceeds from the trees planted, about 25% in that area. And also they were given the privilege to tap the pine resin, and whereby they are being paid for every kilogram that was produced by the companies, and certain percentage of that income are also given back the community for conservation and community development in the area. Okay, so those are some of the examples that the network is doing as far as these three teams are concerned. In terms of what have we accomplished so far, so in terms of contribution to the national policy, in terms of the contribution to the national policies, I guess in the Philippines, we would like to share with you that the model forest in the Philippines was used as a learning laboratory, and some of the lessons learned, particularly in the collaborative management approach and in the development of watershed or development at national landscape level, are being integrated in the national policy. So actually, we have developed collaborative management guidelines for the development of watershed in the Philippines, whereby some of the lessons and the attributes and principles of the model forest are incorporated there. Actually, we have several watersheds there whereby the concept, we don't call it model forest per se, but the concept and the approach and principles are being incorporated in those guidelines. So I guess there's a direct link between the what are happening in the local level, and at the same time how these lessons are being incorporated in the national policies. We also have top 3 success stories that we would like to share with you. One is in the Ngao model forest in Thailand, whereby sustainable management of wild bamboo is being practiced. And what they did here actually is to involve the communities, the villages, in the plantation, in the raising of bamboo and development of bamboo plantation. What I did is they developed a pilot site first, a demonstration site whereby the communities could really learn from them, and we were happy to inform the body that the communities now are gaining and harvesting some of the bamboo that they have, developed, and they are being sold to the nearby factory there. And at this point in time, the communities has already diversified their products. So they have now the vinegar from the bamboo, and at the same time, charcoal briquettes. So they are now such that their income and for these products are provided some additional income for the communities, and a portion of their income are being a share of that is being given to the villages for conservation and for community development projects. So some of them are in patrolling and in conservation and the development of forest resources in the area. So I guess this activity brings local, okay, so that's for now, model forest. We also have an experience in Indonesia, as I said a while ago, in Margawitan model forest in East Java, whereby the communities are given the privilege to develop a certain area. There's a sharing agreement between the state-owned company, and they were given a 25% for that, for planting and developing the area and protecting it, and at the same time for the non-timber forest products, as I've said, just like the reason. And also the community are formed into cooperatives whereby portion of their income are also given back to the communities so that they could use this for increase their livelihood and other activities and conservation measures in the area. In terms of partnership, I guess the Koroad watershed, this is the new site in the Philippines whereby we have good partnerships with at this time we have a multi-stakeholders participation. We have there the academe, we have there the local government units, of course the communities and NGOs, and recently we are engaging a partnership with the VSO Bahaginan in the Philippines. So I guess this is a very, very good partnerships, and whereby especially in terms of counterparting some funding, the local government units are very engaged in providing some counterparts for the implementation of the strategic plan that we have prepared on a participatory manner. So all these things that we're doing are really done on a participatory manner, and such that it created a sense of ownership among the members, and at the same time give them such ownership provided them to implement those strategic plans that we have prepared. So indeed, partnership is very, very important, and the things that we have been doing would not be realized unless we have developed these partnerships in our region. If you would recall, the Regional Model Forest Network has been reopened, or we've been on our own since 2009, and we have somehow established a partnership with Asia-Pacific Forest Network for the provision of some of the trainings there, and also with the INBAR and the College of Chinese Academy of the Forestry, where they provided the space for the Secretariat, and of course with the State Forestry Administration. There have been some fundraising and also the mobilizations of technical and administrative support from the different partners. Internationally, we have established a partnership with FAO, ITTO, and of course we have also with the C4 and of course the USAID. In terms of resource mobilizations and leveraging initiatives, the Regional Model Forest Network has had some co-sponsorship and some of the activities that we're doing, especially in the training and the conduct of workshops for the network. At the lower level, at the model forest level, the Codago Model Forest has been successful in generating some of the funds through the preparation of their strategic plan of action of the model forest, whereby they somehow present their plan and somehow get some funding so that the plan would be implemented in Codago Model Forest. In Indonesia, the national government in Indonesia has already provided some funding in the management of the watershed in the country, and also support in the country in Indonesia. And also, of course, our model forests are in the Philippines and also probably, I don't know, and also with Thailand and Indonesia. Government support are always there. We provided some counterpart funding for the development of those model forests, and at the same time from the engagement of the local government units. We also have some tie-up with the business sectors whereby portion of their CSR are being ushered for the development of the projects in the area, in the network. So of course we also have some tie-up with like the likes of UNDP, FAO, and also USAID in the last few years of our implementation in the model forest. What are some of the key challenges in resource mobilization? Of course, okay. What are some of the key challenges that we have in the model forest? Of course, we have the funding channels, and of course, some of the cooperators here. As far as the model forest level is concerned, we actually, it's not really the lack of financial resources, but it's more of accessing the resources in the region, because there are a lot of institutions and organizations who are providing some of the resources, but the problem, I guess, there is more of the accessing those resources. Okay. As far as the key challenges for our model forest is concerned, of course, funding would always be there. As I've said a while ago, it's the access of the funds is always be the problem, and what we are really looking into right now is to really have a donor development or strategic collaboration with other funding institutions, so that it would be in a long-term one, and donors with having the same objectives with us. Okay, so, we are also looking forward into the expansion of the regional, while we are also into the strengthening of the network, we would like also to simultaneously expand the membership of the network to include probably Korea or Japan or Vietnam, I think Korea has already signified their intention to be part of the network, so probably we would be open for that. And also, I guess Japan and Vietnam probably, and also some of the ASEAN countries in the region. Of course, the next challenge would be information sharing with other counterparts, because this is, I guess, one challenge that the network is experiencing, because a lot of things are happening on the ground and from each country, whereby those things should have been documented and shared with other members of the country. But I guess this is an area where probably we should really improve on. Particularly, the Asia has various languages, the Indonesia has their own language, Thailand, and practically all of us, except for India and Philippines, where we have this, we can speak on the same language. We have the English language there, so probably that's a challenge for the Asia, especially in exchanging information. So probably other network could help us along this line, and also the international model forest for that matter, because a lot of enriching experiences were there, but this should really be shared with other networks. Okay. As far as opportunities for our regional network, of course, we have identified that there should be some capacity building among the implementers of the model forest across Asia, by the conduct of workshops and conferences, and take the opportunity of of really having the International Year of the Forest right now. And we also have this challenge in the political attention whereby we said that there has been some changes in when there was a change in the political leadership, it took us some time to, there is also a change in the direction, especially, I can speak of the Philippines for myself and probably and also in other Asias whereby when there was a change in the leadership in the political leadership and also in the leadership in the natural resources, there are new directions that are coming up, new programs and all of that, and this is a challenge for all of us, and especially so also at the local government units, whereby when there is also a change in the leadership at the local level, so we will need more time again to really brief them and provide the right message so that all these things will be continued and be sustainable. Okay, in terms of the priority areas for the coming years, we would again be addressing poverty reduction, climate change mitigation and adaptation, including disaster risk management, and of course the REDD+. I guess all of us are, this is also a global concern of everybody. And of course, at the global networking initiatives, of course, the International Year of the Forest, the non-timber forest products is also addressing non-timber forest product would also be a concern globally, and of course, in relation to the climate change mitigation and adaptation, the land use and land use change in forestry. Okay, yes, that's all, and thank you very much.